Welcome to the Human Bacon Podcast. This is episode 5?
5.
This is a landmark. Well, I mean, every episode's a landmark, but
Here we go.
I'm your host Tyler, and I got my co-host here Nick.
Hey.
And we are going to start the podcast off today talking about scalping.
Scalping, yes, what the Native Americans did to white people, right?
That is not the direction we're going.
Oh, okay.
We're going the direction of scalping.
We deserved it.
Oh yeah, I mean when you invade on someone else's land. I mean,
yeah. But that's not what we're talking about. What kind of scalping are you saying, Tyler?
Talking about the Xbox, PlayStation scalping that's going on.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. People
That's
buying
crazy.
up more PlayStations and Xboxes than they need just to resell them at higher value,
Selling them from the little kids, man.
Yeah, come on.
It's like, Jesus, what you doing?
Literally, it's just, well, why do you get to buy that? And at the same time, to be devil's advocate, it's like, because I can.
Yeah, they can do it.
Because I can, so why wouldn't I?
I mean, the companies really don't care about it.
No, not at all.
But for those who aren't too familiar with scalping, it's just basically when someone buys a shit ton of shit and then sells it for twice the price because they bought all of it.
And they do it with everything. I mean, even going down to get like tickets to a game or something. There's somebody out there trying to sell them for more than what they're worth. It's
same exact
everything.
Concept there. Yep. And they've been doing that this year more than ever because of the pandemic. And that's the big reason why they're scalping so hard, because they know people are inside. They're not going anywhere.
Nowhere to go.
They want to get the new consoles, new video games and stuff. And it's not just happening with the consoles either. It's happening with a lot of PC components too. So like I have a PC and like I've been following like the scalping on that and stuff, and it's really, really bad. So they just came out with a couple new graphics cards called the 3080 and the 3090. And basically these graphics cards, like the 3090 I believe was going for originally 800 to 1,000 around there, and the 3080 was going for about $600. And what the scalpers did is they decided to use bots to buy all of them like at midnight that they came out.
Right at release.
And they literally bought as much as they could, and now they're selling those graphics cards for $1,500, $2,000. And people are actually buying them.
Because you really don't, it's not, obviously you have choices, but it's like, what am I going to do?
Yeah, exactly. What people should do now, what I would advocate very strongly on that is don't buy from the scalpers. You're just reinforcing their behavior for them to do it more next time. And that's all you're doing. It's like you can be patient and not get the new console, not get the new graphics card to say, go fuck yourself, scalper,
I mean, I'm just going to stick with my one until probably not until like January, February, mainly for that reason too, because it's like, I'll just pay the $500 that is the original price tag for it. I don't need to. But at the same time, if you got kids or something, you want to get the new PlayStation, the kid wants a new PlayStation or whatever it is, and now you got to pay the $1,200.
Well, yeah, because it's see, the thing about the consoles is like there's a deadline, and that's Christmas, for a lot of people. And the kids know when Christmas is, It's not like you can tell them, oh, Santa's coming after Christmas.
No. You know when it is. And you're singing the songs at school. You know when Santa's coming. It's not like you can, it's like I just said, you can't tell the kid to wait after Christmas. And that's why the parents are going to spend $800 to $1,000 for a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X, And it's sad that people are taking advantage of this in that way, And the bots thing, like I'm sure you can explain it better than I, that if people don't know what we're talking about, it's you can just set up a bunch of fake accounts and different, checking accounts or whatever, and just once something's released, those bots and those different accounts buy them up immediately.
Yeah, well, the thing is, a bot can click a lot faster than a human.
Yep.
Right? So that's what, so as soon as 1201 comes, right, when the product is released, the bot is going to click it 100 times to buy it when you click it once. You know what I'm saying? Because a bot is just way faster than a human.
Really compromised. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can buy these bots online too. Like you can literally go to websites, buy the bot so that you can scalp items. And I mean, It's just, I mean, that's the dark side of capitalism, really.
How scary technology is getting. I mean, I feel like this is just, I mean, 2020 was still pretty advanced, but 10 years from now, it's like things are going to come out and you're just going to laugh and be like, I'm not getting that because there's already some dude who's bought all of them
Yeah.
already. So it's like, I'm not going to Walmart to get them. I'm getting from Larry, who has his 8 million bots, and now he has all of the PlayStations.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then they just sell it for double the price, and there's really nothing you can do to stop them unless the companies have a moral high ground, you know? Like they take a moral stance on the issue where it's like we want our consumers all to have these items, not just one consumer to buy everything, you know?
Yeah.
But a lot of companies, they don't look at it that way. They want profit and, you know, the profit. Like
That's all they want.
That's really period. And like that's like you get that. Like the company's a business and they want profit, but you would think they want to diversify their product among people because like think about it with the like PlayStation 5s, right? If the product is not diversified amongst as many people as you can possibly imagine, then the company's actually going to lose money because the video games that are attached to those consoles, they're not going to be bought as quickly, right?
Yep.
Because the scalpers are holding most of the consoles, which means that PlayStation actually should have, like, if they want more profit, they should actually implement a system to where people can only buy one or two PlayStation 5s instead of hundreds
as many as they want.
Yeah.
And
it's see, I'm not too advanced on like computer science and stuff, so like as far as as far as a solution that goes to that, I have no idea, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, how do you really stop that? I can't see how you
and
would.
at the same time, do they really care about stopping it? It's like they just have a goal of where this is how much it costs to make all this stuff. This is what we're looking for the profit, for our investors and everybody else.
Yeah.
And then once we get that, it's like, I mean, I really don't think the CEOs of Microsoft or Sony cares if little Jimmy gets his fucking PlayStation or Xbox on Christmas. I really don't think they care.
The only reason they should care is just because they want the diversity of people
They
buying
should,
the games.
because it just makes more sense of
Because it makes more money for them. You know?
we'll even just say, between the 6 houses or something around here, like if I'm the only one who has it, these games are coming out, I'm the only one who's buying it.
Yeah.
So you'd rather just have, instead of me hoarding them, trying to sell them to these people for more money, you should just be like, well, this guy needs 1 or 2, he doesn't need 6.
Yeah.
But they're like, I don't care. We sold 6. That's all we saw. We sold 6.
Yeah, it's more like 600. Like I've seen pictures of like what these scalpers are doing, and it's literally they have. So most of these scalpers, I mean, they're living in pretty big houses. I mean, because if you want to buy that many consoles, you got to be pretty rich, at first. So they're living in these giant houses, and they have like these giant spare rooms, just hundreds and hundreds of consoles. Or their garage is just packed
full of just, yep.
Yeah, like you can't even walk in the garage. They get so many consoles. And I mean, it's a good, like objectively, it's a good strategy for profit. But when you look at it ethically,
it doesn't make any sense.
Ethically, it's very wrong.
No, I mean, we were talking before the start of the podcast about like other original releases. Like there was no Nintendo 64 shortage. I'm assuming. I don't remember. I mean, I got one when I was 9 or 10. Whenever it came out, I got one. But I just assumed that I don't think there was a big Nintendo missing. Or I mean, I remember PS2s were coming out with GameCubes and the original Xbox coming out. I remember that stuff, and I don't ever remember people being like, "It's short-handed. I gotta wait." Like everyone at Christmas had one. You go to school, everyone had one of the consoles.
Yeah.
Even go to the next one, the 360s, PS3s, or whatever, and you're like, you just get them.
Well, yeah, scalping wasn't as bad as it was then.
Or even one. Even the PS4 and the Xbox One.
Yeah.
I just went to a GameStop one morning and bought an Xbox One, I think like a couple days after it was released.
Yeah,
that was it.
It's crazy how you can't do that now.
There was nobody else. Nothing. It was so easy. It was literally, I think, 3 days after it came out. I was just like, oh, all right.
Well, I think the pandemic affected this one pretty big.
Yeah, that's true, too.
Because when it comes to anything that's entertainment, or as big as, like, because you got to think the consoles, the graphics cards, like the PC components, a lot of that stuff is involved in the entertainment that you have at home and what you use to pass the time. And I mean, with the pandemic and stuff, there's so many more people that are trying to get those
or
things.
doing the exact same thing because everyone's trying to.
So the supply and the demand is just extremely off balance.
I bet you what's funny with all that is you need a 4K TV for all that. There's no shortage of 4K TVs if you want to get a 4K TV. That's the one thing that it's like.
Those are palpable.
Yep.
Those are
any kind of TV you want to get. How many failed TVs? Remember the curved TV?
Oh,
when
God.
they were like promoting that,
Yeah.
that was like the new cool thing. It's like, why is it curved?
I have no idea the reason for the curvature. I feel like if you're watching it from the side, it's not going to be the most pleasurable.
No, not at all.
You're going to be sitting right in front of it.
Oh, talking about scalpers, I mean, there's also the other funny way. How many people have scalped things that just never worked out? Like somebody just, buying up a whole bunch of stuff, and now it's still sitting in his garage like 5 years later. He's like, no, dude, this is going to work. And he just bought all of them, and nobody cared at all about it.
Well, that's how, the company Herbalife. You ever hear of them?
No.
So I was actually a part of Herbalife for a while in high school. And what they are is practically like a business, and they operate by having these clubs, and they have these clubs where you go to them, and you can get these shakes, like these health shakes, and all this stuff that's like it's pretty good for you. It's healthy stuff, and whether it's like these protein bars or whatever. And what these clubs do too is you'll get together in a group and you'll go outside for a jog and exercise and promote like well-being. And I did that for a summer in high school. It was like, I believe it was 10th or 11th grade I did it. And one day I went to like this big sort of get together with Herbalife. And it was at like this huge auditorium in Boston. And basically the whole club, because you're basically a part of the club, you go there a lot and stuff. Yep. And that's what I was doing. And the whole club gets together and someone drives everyone out to like Boston to like this like big auditorium, like it's like a rally almost. And practically is a rally. And then like the CEO of the company was like on stage talking about how much money he makes and stuff. And
Jesus.
Basically what it is it's an indoctrination of you into this health organization for a pyramid scheme.
So it sounds like a cult almost, but
yeah, it practically is. Like the atmosphere and what you feel like around you, you're like, this is very culty. this is
pyramid
weird.
Schemes, man.
Yeah, but like so why I brought that up is it practically is the opposite. Like it's the bad part of scalping, because the goal of the company is to sell you a bunch of products for you to sell to other people. That's the goal of the company. And basically, like I've seen a lot of documentaries on Herbalife, like after I left the organization, because I was like, this is fishy shit. I saw like so many people, like the company forces you to buy all these different products, and they want you to sell them to your friends and your family and stuff. But if you don't do it efficiently enough, then you're going to be stuck with all of this product.
And that's your money is selling the product. That's how you get your money back, right? Essentially, you have to sell the product to get the money you invested.
But you see, the way the company makes the money is not from you selling product; it's from selling the product to you. So that's the only thing they're concerned about.
But that's how because now you got to dump it off on somebody else, though.
Yeah, and you got to dump it off in individual pieces, which is a lot harder to do, than the company just taking
a bulk
shipment to you.
Backs in an 18-wheeler of shit and just dumps it down. You're like, hey, you got to sell all this. Like, what? How many face creams do I have to sell?
Yeah, so there's quite a few companies that operate like that, but the way Herbalife does it is they're on the borderline of between pyramid scheme and not pyramid scheme, because technically they're employees, if you want to call them that, the people that they're selling the product to, they're making money too, but it's very, very little, and only about 1% to 2% of the people that actually buy the product from the company actually make money off the product. So around 98% of the people who get the product are fucked, right? They never make any money. They lose money, actually.
And now you're just fucked.
Yeah, and you're just got all this product that you have to use or throw away or whatever.
And now you just got to go get a regular job, and then people will come over here every party and like, dude, what's up with that? And you're like, dude, don't fucking bring that up. Yeah. All right, I don't want to talk about this.
Well, a lot of people do it alongside their regular job, so it's like a side thing that they do.
Yeah,
you know,
a little side hustle.
It's a side hustle. Try to make a little more money, and it promotes like health and well-being, and like there's like that atmosphere around it, and it's good. But when you look deeper into it, it's like this is a pyramid scheme.
You're like,
people
wait
are getting
a minute,
fucked over really
I'm
bad.
not gonna make any money. What?
Yeah, because so many people in that company, they go broke, and that the company makes their money by making their employees go broke.
Yeah,
it's like that's fucked.
And at the same time, there's just so many dumb people throughout the entire world who just fall for.
Yeah,
dude, give me the. I mean, all that was it like the Nigerian prince back when the internet was kind of big of send me $10,000 or $5,000 and I'll send you $1 million, and people would just send in accounts like, oh well, this must be legit. Here's $10,000 or $5,000, and now they just do it on a smarter scale of like, oh, here's a couple $100 here.
Yeah,
we'll make you rich. You spend this $500, you get $5,000 back, and you're like, whoa, really?
Yeah,
and then you're like, wait, I have nothing.
What a lot of those people would try to do now is they try to target old people with like. They got their Social Security checks, and like they're sitting on money, and they got Alzheimer's, and they're like they're in a pretty vulnerable state to be manipulated, and these hackers and stuff will call them and pretend to be from the IRS and stuff, and ask them for their social and all that stuff, because they'll tell them you got back taxes owed and like stuff like that.
And they're scared.
Yeah. And then they're like, you might have to go to jail for a year. Like telling an old person that, they're like, I can't go to jail.
Yeah. Can't even walk down the steps.
I have several cats to feed. Yeah. I can't do that.
I'll do it as I always do. Again, obviously, Rences referenced South Park like I do every podcast, but they did one where those like 1-800 numbers or whatever, like, where you call and it's like, here, we got this new watch. Oh, look at how nice this is. There's only 99 of these left, and we're selling them at what? $54. Valued at $400. Oh, you got to call in now. And South Park did episode of like old people just spending all their money on these things because they were like, oh, my grandniece is going to love this, and just some giant jewelry that you're like, this is nothing. Yeah. But they do a whole thing like where the jewelry comes from is from like a small place in India or something, and it gets brought over here and then sold, and then that lady gets it, gives it to her niece, and then the niece melts it, and it goes back there, and you know what I mean? It's kind of funny, but people it's true though, like what you're saying with the targeting the old people, because it's easy.
Yeah.
It's just easy.
It's really, like, dude, objectively, logically, it's like, yeah, it's really easy to target them. But I mean, it comes back to the ethical thing. It's like, dude, that's fucking wrong.
You think that's gonna fade out though, because it's easy now, because old people, like, what were we saying, old, like 70, 80?
Yeah, in their 70s, 80s.
So
like,
you were born 40s. We're talking about people who were born in the 40s or somewhere like that. There's no type of, even what we're doing technological, this isn't even that crazy. Yeah. But when me and you were that old, someone's gonna call us and be like, I'm from there, and we're gonna be like, yeah, okay, dude. Like, I think they just never had that. The old people now, so it's just, unless you're really connected with stuff.
See, here's the thing. Those types of scams didn't exist when they were at their intellectually best. So they weren't prepared for that. So what's going to happen in the future is they're going to come up with new scams, and then we're going to
get us.
And then they're going to get us.
I was like, because
that's what's going to happen.
How long have we been even looking at ads and things not to click on? I mean, since we were kids with the internet.
Oh, yeah.
Really, that you just know, even spam and stuff. You're like, oh, yeah, sure, that's a link to something.
Yeah.
So you think they're going to find some other way to get us? They're going to find some.
They're going to do it.
They're going to make some social media app that we're all going to join, and all the young kids are going to be like, why are all the grandparents joining this media? This is stupid. And we're going to be like, no, it's like how Facebook used to be. And then we're all going to lose our fucking money.
I was just going to say that, like, the young kids are going to be like, why would you do this? We're going to be like, because it makes sense.
Some post he posted in 2012 on Facebook, and they're like, we're going to put this in front of the world in like 2070 or 80, and we're like, oh shit, I can't let that thing out that I said once joking around about somebody. Here's my social security number.
God, like, yeah, it's like, it's crazy because we're the first generation to really take full advantage of like the internet, like, and technology too. Yeah. And like, just think of how many generations behind us where like there was almost no difference between generations. You know,
like technological wise, no.
Nowadays, generations have a huge gap.
Oh, yeah. I mean, somebody who's 5 or 6, 5 to 9 right now. by the time they get my age, I'm going to be the old man, but it's just so crazy to think, like, we're living in this time right now that we're like, this is still pretty crazy technologically what we can do. Elon Musk is sending rocket ships up to the moon or even space that comes back.
He has
and
his
they can
car on
reuse
one
them.
of them. His car is on
His
one
cars
of the
is
rockets.
launched. That thing is around the... Did you see that there was a side note about there was supposed to be an asteroid that got caught in... nothing. It wasn't going to crash or anything like that. But they were joking around that it's like a third moon because it was like 30 feet wide and like 10 feet, whatever it was, but it was huge.
Yep.
And they're like, oh, it's this asteroid that we thought, and they looked and it was the top of a spacecraft from a failed moon launch in 1966 that was still somehow, it's in its own orbit around the sun.
Oh.
And every like however many years it was there, and they looked for I think it was a large telescope in Hawaii, but it was a fucking piece of a space shuttle from 1966, and they're like, oh, it's some asteroid. It's just crazy. It's still out there. Like, it just does its own orbit all the way around the sun, and then every 40, 50, all of a sudden it just comes back, and you're like...
What's crazy, too, dude, is, like, space junk. Like...
Oh, we're creating so much of it.
Especially
if we want to leave the planet.
Yeah. They're saying that launching rockets just to leave the planet now is dangerous, just because of how much debris and how much space junk we have orbiting around our Earth.
And it just takes a collision of a few of those things, and now there's even more.
One thing.
And now there's I don't want to say microscopic, but there's just little tiny, like a flake.
Yeah.
That's going at hundreds of thousands of miles an hour
and
around
that'll hit through your spacecraft like a bullet.
It'll go right through your head.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't even know what happened.
Yep.
Then the same thing with the International Space Station. It's like, when is something gonna hit that thing?
Dude.
I think that's the greatest human achievement, by the way, that we've ever done, is made an International Space Station in space, and we've all came together to do it.
Yeah.
Russia,
multiple countries,
Japan, we all come together, and we still use it.
Yeah. They say that you know how they planted the American flag on the moon?
Yeah.
They say it's completely white now.
Really, from all the what would you even call it? The radiation? I don't even know what would cause that.
Yeah, so the radiation from the sun bleached the flag, and it's just a white flag now. So it's like a neutral flag. There's nothing on there.
Japan's gonna go up and draw a little red sun on it and be like, "No, it was us."
That would be the most passive aggressive thing that every country should do. Go up to the flag,
just draw whatever they want,
or just draw whatever they want, or just put their flag next to it. All even if you put all the flags from every country on the moon, they all be bleached,
Yeah, eventually
they would all
gonna
turn white.
So do you think if Musk ends up getting to Mars, you think he's gonna bring a flag? Do you think he has to some
I think
type
he'll
of
make like a SpaceX flag?
But is there some type of world? I know there's like a law with all the countries when sending certain stuff into space, so they can't just be sending whatever or I shouldn't say there's not. It's like neutral territory, essentially, is space. No one can claim the moon. No one can claim anything. So if he goes there and he lands on Mars and he has these people who he wants to colonize, are they their own thing, or is it like an America on Mars? Like, are they going to say we're using whatever type of...
That goes...
I know that's way too deep. We don't know the answer, but it's what happens when you get there? What kind of democracy? The people have to abide by some type of rules.
Yeah.
It can't just be 20, 30 people just going rogue doing whatever
American
they want.
Democracy
That's what I mean. Is that what they're doing?
I mean, probably. It depends where you get the people from, but
he just wants volunteers too. Isn't that what they're doing?
I think so. Yeah, but he wants smart volunteers.
Yeah, because it doesn't make sense.
No one smart wants to do.
Everyone's like, you want me to go? You're gonna die on Mars. He even said that. You're not leaving. They can get you there.
Yeah.
You're not coming back. You're not. You're gonna.
Hell no. Dude,
oh, God damn it. You know what? We talked about this already. Because we did the serial killer on Mars. That was my joke, that it was going to be the first serial killer.
Oh, yeah, we did.
On Mars, we did. Yeah, not to get over this again, but...
serial killer on Mars, man. I think I said this last time, but I think that'd be a great TV show.
That'd be a sci-fi. I could make a bunch of shitty sci-fi. I mean, how many Sharknadoes are there? I can make a serial killer on Mars. And then someone's going to be like, oh, it's like Pitch Black. Or whatever. Like, all right, were they on? Actually, I don't know where they were. They were in some space. I don't know what fucking planet they were on, but...
I have no idea.
Vin Diesel.
Dude, they say there's Europa?
Yeah.
They say that there's an ocean under Europa. Like, because so it's an ice planet, but like
it sloshes.
The closer you get to the core, the more warm it is, and they say that there's an ocean below there, and I mean that's pure water.
I guess you can tell too by the orbit, because the Earth kind of sloshes, because it's obviously not like this fucking water splashing around, but you can tell just from the Earth orbiting, that it kind of moves a little way. That you can tell there's liquid. I think there's a way you can tell with the planets, certain planets.
Yeah,
the way they wrote. But I know what you're saying with the Europa. I mean, it's like I think
But I think that might be life there because
it's like 10 miles. But
yeah,
they have volcanoes out too there that I think
they do. Yeah,
release like some type of, I don't know if it's actually H2O, but
yeah. I'm not sure.
Or it's methane. I think it's something actually that has to do with life.
But between like the heat and the water, like there might be a medium between the core and the crust. Like, and the crust is pure ice. That there's like a habitable zone on the planet that there could be liquid water and stuff could evolve.
Yes, live podcast, everyone. Same thing though. Like all you really need to do is get deep enough to get to those things. It's like the volcanoes. They're not volcanoes, but the little things that like all the soot and everything comes out of, like the bottom of the ocean. That's where they think like a lot of life came from.
Yeah,
like you just find one of those on a fucking
they
say
at the bottom of the ocean there's a lot of methane and like high what's the word? It's like it's almost like, I'm just gonna say like tiny volcanoes under the water.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about.
And when scientists went there to like in these like crazy sort of like craft to like negate the pressure on the outside, you know, when they went there and tested those like small little volcanoes, they found extremophiles there, which are like crazy bacteria that live in these extremely inhospitable, we would think no life would be able to live there. And
they like thrive there.
Yeah,
like
they thrive. Yeah. So like nature and life is like,
which isn't that where they thought that life might have started? Was because the Earth was obviously insanely hot when everything began.
They think it started in like these warm sort of pools, like a couple billion years ago.
But it was in a situation like that, of like them being around these little mini, whatever we were saying, volcanoes or whatever they are,
like
around.
Extremely hot, just like pits of water, and just that combined with like amino acids and all sorts of like the building blocks for life. They think like the only way scientists can theorize is that the building blocks for life were in water, and then they just came together, and then life sort of happened.
But that's a crazy thing that, like, as we know of for the building blocks, like we could go to Europa,
but the thing is,
somewhere, and there could be a different way to make life.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like,
well, we could find life that's not based on carbon. Which is crazy too. Because
everything has
everything on Earth needs
carbon footprint.
It's carbon. That's what is the foundation
that makes us.
Of us. Yeah. So, fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say.
But we were saying like any way to find different types of life, but.
No, it was oh god.
I get it. Europa life,
crazy life. It'll come back to me.
Mini volcanoes.
I forgot what I was going to say.
Like Venus always interested me as a kid. I think just because like it's pretty similar to Earth.
Well, I think Venus is like mostly gas, right?
It's a rock planet, but it's surrounded by very, very thick clouds. So it has like the ultimate greenhouse effect. Like any sunlight that gets in, almost none of it gets back out, bounced out. So it's like 800 degrees.
Oh wow!
It rains acid, but it's a rock planet. It's the closest planet to Earth.
Right.
And it's I don't want to say it's a third, but it's somewhere around that size. So they think even maybe early on I think there was something on Mars or something on Venus like early on. Is the Earth's 4.5 billion years old or whatever somewhere around
Yeah. It's I believe it's 4.5 billion.
I think 4.5. Yep.
Yeah. But what I was going to say, I just remembered, we think life started in those pools of amino acids in the building blocks for life. But what's crazy, though, nowadays is that we can't, even though we have those organic components and stuff, we can't build life out of them.
Yeah, we've never really been able to.
So you
I mean, you can make life, but not.
Yeah, you think about these pools being together with just random ingredients in it, and then, but like, we have consciousness. We have the ability to look at these things and put them together. It's like, why can't we create life out of it, or at least like the most simplest form of life? Which would be a cell. Why can't we just put these components together and then make life somehow out of them? With how far we've advanced in technology and stuff, which is like interesting because basically what science says now is that these components came together randomly and then somehow they created life. But like, we can't put them together not randomly in a very structured order.
Yeah, like we kind of figured out the way that everything came together. Well, not every way, but DNA wise, you can break things down to how life is made and what needs to make life.
Yep.
And we've never had some like movie situation where we made some crazy thing and it was out of control, and you know what I mean? Like,
well, I'm just talking about like a simple cell, like very small. We can't make that yet. No. And it's kind of crazy because we've come so far, like so fast. I mean, just past 200 years, like it's just it's been insane how much we've developed and how much science has developed. I mean, I'm not saying scientists would never be able to create life. Like, I'm sure that's gonna come. They gotta figure out more. They gotta figure out how to.
I mean,
there's got to be
clone
something.
Things, you know what I mean? We figured that out.
Yeah, we can take life and make more life, but fuck, I'm sorry, the phone keeps going off.
But that's crazy. I mean, obviously, every species does that. We all create life. We all just bang, and then life comes out. But that's different than like you making something not of you.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm just gonna turn my phone off real quick because that is absolutely horrible to hear that.
It's all right.
Shit happens.
Early on. All right, we're only on episode 5, people. All right,
yeah,
give us some goddamn
episode 5
break. We're still last one. You could barely even hear me. All right, we adjusted things.
Yeah, we. Oh God, today was. Yeah, we I was fucking with the computer for half an hour today, trying to figure out why our volume was all fucked up and it wasn't working, and the USB wasn't plugged in.
This is breaking down the fourth wall, by the way, of what goes on behind the scenes at the infamous Human Bacon podcast.
Oh yes, infamous, famous bacon, human bacon.
Human
people.
bacon.
Human bacon people eating human bacon.
It happens. Who doesn't like bacon?
I can't wait for us to actually get some sketches together that look good and like how we want them.
Yep.
Like just for the shirts and stuff and.
Yeah, shirts. Everyone get ready. Because we're not going to overprice them because I follow some other people on YouTube and I want to buy their stuff, and then I look and it's like $50 for a hoodie. It's like $50 for a hoodie.
If we're going to release something, it's going to look really good too.
It's going to look good. Yeah.
It's not going to be.
We had a lot of ideas, so this is an early on logo and everything.
Yeah. Like the thumbnail that we have now. That's obviously just.
That's
like
fine.
It's a placeholder that we made like pretty quickly to just so you're not staring at a blue screen or a black screen.
No, you're not even listening. You're just staring at something in your own thoughts.
Yeah, like if you're watching the podcast or listening to it now, and if you ever have any recommendations for the way we can do things better in a more efficient way, I mean, like, leave a comment down below.
Yep.
Because it's kind of hard for us to take a listener's point of view, So
yeah.
Feedback would be helpful if there's anything that you think is wrong or that we're doing wrong, because constructive criticism, that's always good.
Yeah, because it's just me and you talking, we upload it, and we're like, oh, must have went well.
Yeah.
Me and you had a good time, so that's all that mattered.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice to know what everybody else is actually thinking.
Yeah, exactly. We just want to make sure that we're doing the best we can from our end,
yes,
and doing everything we can to try to make the podcast good and stuff. So
at some point there'll be webcams. You'll actually be able to see what we look like.
Yeah, we're gonna get our little studio going up good and proper, and
yep,
maybe a green screen or two. Ooh,
mm-hmm.
Who knows?
Yep, love to get some VR equipment that has nothing to do with the podcast, but I just want VR, so I'd throw that out there. We were talking about that the other day, and
VR.
God, do I want it so bad?
Yeah, VR is insane. So me and Nick, we got this. Nick is the co-host. If You
Yes.
didn't catch that.
That's me.
And I'm Tyler, the other
Yep.
host. But me and Nick, we work together, and we got this friend named Frankie, and he has about, I think it's like a $4,000 or $5,000 PC set up with like crazy VR, and I've been over Frankie's house and I played VR, and it was astounding. Like just the fluidity of using the controllers, and the controllers are basically your hands in the game, and it feels so good.
It
Like,
looks good I just watch YouTube videos. I follow I'll say this the boys on YouTube, and there's a bunch of dudes that just do VR together. It's fucking hilarious, but it looks good.
mm-hmm.
Like I think that's what makes me keep watching, because it's not just like choppy, shitty. Because at first, when VR first kind of came out, you're like, all right, dude, this isn't. And it's also not what we were thinking of, like some Total Recall. If I'm gonna sit in a little pod, and all of a sudden my consciousness is gonna be brought into another world, because that's how I kind of thought VR was gonna be. But when you see how it is, like you were saying at Frank's house, I haven't been there yet, but
yeah, we'll make a day.
it's gonna be just so fucking sick to just sit there and like your actual movements you can see while you're doing it. It doesn't look like crap.
No,
like
yeah.
it runs smooth, everything. Like while you're moving, it's
what the one of the coolest parts about VR is like if you get a gun in your hand, right, and you're moving forward to go around a corner, dude, you can like just lean over and peek around the corner. Like
that's so fucking awesome.
It's not like Call of Duty or something where like you have to bring your whole body around the corner to
you
check.
just peek your head, literally.
You literally just peek
half your
ahead,
face.
and like you just can one eye around the corner.
That's so fucking awesome.
And it's you can just put the gun around the corner and pre-fire and just spray.
Is there like a loading? Like, do you have to two-hand load it, or is there like just a button that you kind of?
So yeah, you'll grab the magazine from your chest and then eject the magazine and then put it in the gun.
You gotta see it. You see like the mag and everything.
Yeah,
oh
it feels
my
real.
god, that's so fucking cool.
It feels real while you're doing it too.
That's so. You must. I would get so into it when seeing it. Now I'm just in it. Click. Oh, now I'm just firing. I'd be diving on the floor. Like,
yeah, like there's there's VR games where you gotta like move around and stuff, and how they do movement in VR is mostly like you're using a button on one of the hand like joysticks to like move around. Like it'll have like a circle and you can click and your character will like teleport there. And the reason they do that is because of motion sickness. If you're actually moving fluidly in VR, like it can easily make you like motion sickness and stuff. One of the most perfect examples of that is like Subnautica. You know Subnautica?
No.
So Subnautica is this game where like you crashed on like an alien space world, but it's nothing but ocean. And
so you like kind of floating the whole time or whatever.
Yeah, and like you got your spacecraft where it's like your home, but you have to go into the ocean and gather resources and stuff, try to survive. And there's giant monsters and like insane things that you got to avoid. And then there's little fish and there's like coral reefs, and like it's a beautiful, beautiful game, and it's really, really fun, and it's got like 90% reviews on Steam and stuff. Like it's a great game. It came out a long time ago, and they adapted it to VR, and the way they do it on VR now is basically so your character, the way you move on Subnautica, like it's like think about moving in the water, and like
all right, yep.
And like you do that in VR, I mean that's like you're gonna get motion sickness from that. That's what Frank told me. I didn't play it myself, but Frank said it gave him such bad motion sickness. Oh shit!
He had to take the fucking VR off.
Yeah, he said it was pretty bad. But the only thing that sucks about VR is how expensive it is, man.
I know, because I saw that initial setup I was looking at from the dudes that I follow on YouTube, and it was like, oh, the whole setup's like $1,200. I'm like, at some point I can swindle that, but it's like, but you need a fucking PC that can run everything.
Yeah.
That can keep up with it, and you need to not even mind like the games, and I gotta find a room that it's all gonna fit in, so I'm not just running around punching Lola. I was just trying to walk by and thinking of Mike Tyson.
Yeah, you need. That's one thing. You need space. You need fucking money. You need.
Yep.
Like that's what VR is.
But it looks so cool.
Yeah.
Like you see it and you're like, fuck.
I told Frank I really want him to get this game called Beat Saber. And
I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the music and it's like Guitar Hero.
You gotta like hit the things at the right time or whatever. And like
you got lightsabers and you're cutting off like the beats and stuff. And I don't know. Dude, I was so addicted to Guitar Hero when I was little,
Oh my god.
and I really want to play that fucking VR game.
Dude, Guitar Hero 3, I think I was 18 or 19 when that came out. And I got my first credit card, and I went to the mall, and I bought Guitar Hero 3. And I just graduated, and I didn't have a job or anything. I was just living at home.
Yep.
And I played Guitar Hero 3 all summer long. I was just smoking blunts, playing guitar, like every day, all day. That's all I would do, just sit around. And it turned to a point that this guy, he was an older guy. It was my stepdad's son-in-law. He was this big dude who used to get weed off of him. And he would sit in my room, and he would just sit there, and he would just start rolling blunts, and he would just sit there and watch me play guitar. And I would, like, start losing. Like, oh, fuck, I don't want to play anymore. And he'd be like, nah, dude, you're playing another one. Because he would just sit there and bang down, like, I really think it gave me carpal tunnel. Because I bought Rock Band, and I can only play for so long. But after a while, my fucking fingers start hurting. But actually, I think Rock Band's better. I was more of a Guitar Hero guy.
Yeah.
But then I bought Rock Band, and I was like, this is actually really cool. Because then I can get drunk and sing while people are...
Yeah, Rock Band's more for like I always thought it was like more like a party game.
Yeah.
Like you can have like a lot of people playing.
I was way more serious about Guitar Hero though.
Yeah.
Like Guitar Hero 3, I was like, I could never.
What's the difficulty you play on?
I could do expert, not expertly. I'm not gonna like 100%, but I can finish stuff on expert.
Yeah, I was like medium. I could do some songs on hard.
Yeah,
but most of the time it was medium. I was just like I loved like the AC/DC and fucking.
Man, hard. Once you had to start going to that second button, or the one like
yeah.
we had to leave your pinky, was it orange or whatever? Like once you had to start moving that pinky over, that took me a little while to.
Yeah, that takes some. That takes
Guitar Hero 3 had like "Welcome to the Jungle" on it, one by Metallica, and some other Weezer. So there's a bunch of songs that I just kind of knew at the time.
Yeah.
So you just playing them on medium, like, and then I'm like, I'm gonna try this time again. You playing it on hard, and you're like, dude, what the hell is going on? Like.
Yeah, Beat Saber. Watching people play that on expert is like so cool to watch.
I've seen a couple of videos on YouTube, and it's like,
yeah,
holy
it was like
shit, man.
It was like Eminem, Rap God.
Yeah,
it was like
that's the one.
As you saw that one, it's fucking it's so cool, dude. So
you like dual wield them at times and shit. Yeah.
And like, I just wish we had more arms so that you could just
be like Goro from Mortal Kombat. We just play the shit out of that game.
Just like General Grievous with like 4 lightsabers.
Yes,
that'd be fucking awesome. Yeah, that game would be so much better if we had more arms.
Oh my god,
we have 2 arms.
That's all we need. You know what we need? We need to put a mini version. There'll be finger puppets, and then we'll have 10, and we can just play them with our little fingers. Yeah, well.
Oh Jesus.
Oh, that's stupid.
Dude, I wonder, like, when did they give up on Guitar Hero? What one?
I know they did like a world tour one.
Yeah,
it was around there, but I think they kind of did a gimmick one where they were doing I could be wrong, but they did a Guitar Hero with like a band, like more parts came out with it. It wasn't just guitar.
Oh.
I think you like sing with it now and stuff like that. Which
I know they actually it was really, really cool. I saw this thing. It was like, I think 4 or 5 years ago. But it was practically Guitar Hero with a real guitar. And it taught you how to play.
Shit. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, it taught
it's
you.
It's the name of the guitar. That was the name of the game, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I want to say King something, but I know exactly what you're talking about. Because I saw that and I go, that's the coolest, smartest thing someone could do. Because you're playing a game, but you're learning how to play guitar.
Yeah, like that's fucking awesome.
It's just something I've wanted to do my whole life, and I bought a guitar on my birthday like 4 years ago, and I tried so hard, and I just can't. And I got this stupid like false confidence because of just being good at Guitar Hero and Rock Band. I'm like, I can play guitar. What are you talking about? Now I'm just like, no, my fingers don't hit the right. I just can't do it. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I mean it's if you're gonna learn an instrument, it's better to learn it young. Because it's
like a language. It's the same thing. It's just...
So there's this thing called plasticity, and in your brain when you're young, you get a lot of plasticity. So what that means is your brain is so open to new information, and it's so ready to take in new information and learn. And
like a sponge. That's why they say. Yep.
That's why kids are like sponges. And as you get older, that plasticity it just fades away. You know, it's like that's why they say it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks. That's why they say that. And it is harder, but I mean, you can still learn when you're older. It's just your brain is going to be more likely to reject new information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of set in your ways.
And that's another reason too. Like, so like politically, when people get older, they become more conservative.
Yeah, because you're set in your ways.
Yeah,
and the world's changing around you.
In your 20s or 30s, you kind of get your point of view, and you kind of keep that. And then when the world's changing around you, you go, this is stupid.
Yeah. I don't like how this is.
Yeah, so you become more conservative as you get older because you start to lose like creativity and stuff, and just your openness to new ideas fades away. And that's why there's that
Even the interest
stereotype of like old people, and they're like, grr.
You're just set in your ways. Like my whole life I've always wanted to learn Spanish. And Rosetta Stone's like 600, and that's not that bad to learn how to do a language. I mean, it might end up being more, but I think it's just to keep the interest at this point in my life. You know, you might be into it for a day to it, but like what you need to do to like you need to do this every certain day, you have to stick to it. I don't know if I could keep
another
at
thing
my
too
life at this
is
point like the interest in
what they say about technology nowadays too is like our attention spans, like to be able to learn new things, has declined like quite a bit. You know, so like
because we're just flooded with nonstop stimulus.
Yeah, like
anything you want, it's on a gratification you want
like,
immediately.
Even when I'm writing my essay, like because I'm in college, even when I'm writing essays and stuff, like I'll just stop writing in the middle of the train of thought, and then just be like, I want to watch a YouTube video. You know,
it's so easy.
Yeah, because you have that instant gratification that you can like just find at the touch of a button.
It's the like our brains like are gonna be crazy to think about in like 100 years. Like the amount of dopamine our brains have had to have released more dopamine than any other, just natural.
Yeah.
From us cooking videos and then cooking something or like doing something and just sitting on a bus or driving somewhere. Like everyone has something that they're watching on YouTube, watching somewhere, something that you've been watching or like you're wicked into.
Yeah.
Or then like that'll fade out and you're like you just feel like almost like you need a cigarette, but you don't smoke. Like, you ever watch, even on Netflix or something, and it ends, and, like, you got this, like, almost something in you. Like, I need something now to fill that void.
Yeah.
And then you find it now, you even feel even better than you did for the last one. You're like, oh, my God, this is even better than the last time I watched something.
Yeah. That's why, but, like, dopamine's, like, it's scary, though, because, so, literally, I just did an essay called, like, Academic Delay of Gratification, and, like, basically it's delaying gratification and how that relates to academics. So that's just, I mean, obviously probably the initial standpoint that anyone would assume is like the more you delay your gratification, right?
The better it'll be.
Like the more sort of cognitively sound you'll be. And that is the general consensus of like most academics on the issue. Like, so here's the thing too, like, there's something called the Stanford marshmallow experiment. You ever hear of it? So,
I know what you're talking about.
It's
that you wait for the marshmallow, you get more.
Yeah.
Like if you wait, you get more than if you eat the marshmallow now.
Yeah. So I just wrote about this in my essay. So here's how it works. A kid will sit at a table, and one marshmallow will be placed in front of him on a plate, because I'm not going to put it on a table because it's a fucking dirty table. So one marshmallow gets placed in front of the kid, and then what the lady tells him, or whoever's running the experiment, every video I've seen of it, it's always a lady that gives him the marshmallow. But
just feels safer.
Yeah,
Dad's gonna hit me.
But so the lady will say, you know, you can either eat it now or wait till I get back. And then when I get back, you can have another marshmallow. You'll get 2 marshmallows instead of 1. But if you eat it, you're not getting a second one. So another, like, what's interesting about that too is like she says till I get back. So the kid doesn't know how long it's going to be. She doesn't say 10 minutes or 15 minutes. And
time's an eternity when you're a kid too.
Yeah,
like 5 minutes when you're sitting in front of a marshmallow that you want to eat,
and you don't even know the time.
You don't really know.
They don't tell you the time period. Like, you don't know 5 minutes.
You're just sitting.
Yeah, they don't
staring at a marshmallow.
Yeah, you're just sitting staring at a marshmallow. And what happened in that experiment was basically the kids who delayed gratification and waited for the lady to come back, which was usually between 10 and 15 minutes, and didn't eat the marshmallow. In the future, they looked at those same kids, and what they saw is that the SAT scores of the kids who delayed gratification were significantly higher than those who didn't.
Yep.
So there's something about dopamine in the brain, and and how that relates to basically your cognitive success later in life.
Yep.
And that was like just writing that essay. It was actually fun to write it because researching that, it's like, well, this is actually beneficial to my life too. You know,
To try to not
because
just
you realize, because you can look at like,
give in to every whim.
yeah, like I'm not delaying gratification as much in this area or in this area, and I should be, because if I do that, literally I'll be better for it in the future. And it's the basic premise is sacrifice your present desires for your future success, and that's the whole premise behind delayed gratification. And it's pretty fascinating too, because it's such a positive, strong correlation with your success in actual life and delaying gratification as a whole, you know. And it's crazy too, because it doesn't start when you can even comprehend that. It starts when you're a child, when
You don't remember. Like, those kids probably don't even remember doing that.
Yeah, it starts when you're a child, which means that you have less control over it than you think, you know? It's kind of like a built-in mechanism. And that doesn't mean if you're more prone to not delaying gratification that you won't succeed in life. It just means you're going to have to work harder and realize your impulses and then negate them, you know?
Try to get a hold on,
Yeah, and like focus on what's important.
The whole world and everything right now is built on instant, because you can instantly order anything or instantly do anything you want.
It's instant gratification.
It's literally like which what you're saying, which I'm going to say kind of ties into each other. How smart is it for like certain TV shows, instead of releasing a whole season, they do week by week?
Yeah.
Because then you could just binge watch, and you might even get bored halfway through, because you're just like, dopamine, I want to watch this show. I've been waiting to watch the show. It's 12 episodes. You might be like 7 or 8 in, and you're like, I'll finish the rest.
They got me hooked to The Mandalorian. I mean, like, I love that fucking show.
I love the week-to-week thing, though. Like, because I've been a big fan of American Horror Story forever, too, and I always like the week-to-week.
Yep.
Because it's more like, because it's on Netflix now, and I'll watch a season now on Netflix, and it's like I was saying, I'll get like 6 episodes in a row, and then all of a sudden I'll be like, and then I won't watch it again for like a couple weeks. But like Mando, I'm there waiting. I need to see what's happening, like, right away.
Well, the production quality in that show is just so good too.
But it still feels like you were saying, though, like it feels better waiting that week, because like you're sitting there, you're like, all right, Wednesday. Yeah. Thursday's almost coming. Oh shit, it's Friday.
It feels good to delay that gratification.
Yeah.
And like, so, and the longer you delay gratification, the more, like, the better it'll be for you. Yep. Like, the better the feeling will be, actually. So think about this in terms of getting a degree in college. You're delaying gratification for years and years and years and years to try to get that degree. And when you finally get that in your hands, it's like, you fucking own the world at that point. Like the feeling you're going to get.
Especially waiting for years. You know, it's like, that's a long fucking time to wait. Even in anything, a job, a relationship, anything like that. Like, when you put an effort for that long, like, just knowing, like, the outcome, like, you have a goal in mind for the outcome. Yeah. It just makes it, when you reach that goal, like, holy shit, like, I did it. Yeah. I went through all this shit. Mm-hmm. I thought about quitting 4 years ago, you know, and you're like, I could have just gone a different way and gone the instant gratification in that other way, doing something else. Yeah. Fucking sticking it out, man. It's tough. Yeah. Tough to do in any phase of life.
It's tough to do because our brains are wired to want instant gratification so much. Yeah. You know? And like,
even go back to, I mean, like, old caveman times, it makes sense. You can't wait to eat. You can't wait to get warm. You got to do that.
The resources are so rare at that point. Yeah. So literally, you wanted instant gratification, or your body wanted that gratification so bad,
just to keep you living, almost, like,
just so that you would,
some hope.
Yeah, just so that you would actually want to live and do things for that gratification, you know. And that's why we have that impulse, because it's the impulse for food. It's the impulse for
some indigenous people, whatever, living in New England or something, you know, way back when people were there. I mean, how often did you get to eat? When you killed something, you weren't like, you know what, let's cook this into a nice slow stew. And it was like, no, we're going to fucking eat this, dude, because we need to, because we're going to die. Yeah. So now it's like, we eat, like, even with food now, we do that. Yeah. You cook something all day. Well, it's like, dude, you got to wait.
Yeah, it's like, I don't want to fucking cook a 3-hour turkey.
Yeah. I want to microwave a Hot Pocket. And I'm fucking good to go, dude. Open a bag of chips. Bam. Yeah.
like you can feel the food's better because of that, you know. And
somebody put time into it.
It's better for you because of that.
I cooked a delicious turkey.
I did. I ate it and it was fucking bomb.
It was good, and I put love and time into that turkey.
Yeah, and when you put time into something and like you actually care about what you're making, like 9 times out of 10, it's like whatever that is, that's gonna be pretty damn good for you.
Yep.
You know, it's gonna be, and like when you get that feeling of accomplishment too, like after you make like a Thanksgiving meal, if you're the one who makes it, it's like,
yep.
It's like right on, man.
Man, we're at a point that this episode is just about delivering gratitude, because I could just keep thinking of different examples of me even just like holding on for laundry for a few weeks, and you do something like that, like it just feel, you know what I mean? Like I know it's different, but like when you look at it, you're like, fuck, I gotta do that, and then you do something, and you're like,
yeah,
like instant almost. That's almost instant though, more than delayed, because then that's just like, all right, I did something.
Well, I mean, if you just did one piece of laundry every day, I mean,
yep.
Where's the gratification in that? I mean, that's really just sounds like a waste of time.
Just do one giant load at once.
Well, yeah, you're doing giant it in a smart way, and then you get all your shit done in one go. You know.
This is also something I just forgot that I wanted to say. When you said teach an old dog new tricks, I hope someone can, or I'm gonna listen when this is all done. A dog barked in the background. I heard a dog in the headphones when you said that.
Really?
Yeah, I swear to God, I heard. I was thinking, that's pretty fucking funny. Yep.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Great timing. I love it.
Great timing.
Beautiful.
Dog that barks all the time next door. Another fourth wall broken down in the Human Bacon podcast.
Oh, we'll break it down all the time.
Fucking dog. It's always barking. Woof woof.
Yeah, like I wish we could soundproof this place. Like, but
yeah. It's not that big.
It's. Do
you think? How would you? We would just need some materials. What would you? What's soundproof?
I
like the foam mattress that purple thing comes in. You know what I mean? I always think that's what soundproofing looks like when you look at like some type of like air foam mattress, and it kind of looks like the Rockies. It's like, bumpy. Looks like mountains.
I don't know. Maybe we should do the podcast in an insane asylum in a soundproof room.
Probably. My God.
Yeah.
Do it at work. Then it's a fucking insane asylum there. Christ. It works out good though that there's literally nobody doing anything else in this house. There's a few other people who live here where we do this, and every time we do this, no one seems to want to do anything. Everyone's just sitting in their rooms.
Yeah, we do it at the same time every day. So, well, not every day, but every week.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
We'll start doing it more early on.
Yeah, like I want to get up to like twice a week.
Yeah.
I feel like that's
the goal.
That's a solid
twice a week would be good.
Yeah.
Do an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Maybe bump up the time a little bit, but we're figuring out what we're even going to talk about, because the first couple ones were just straight video games, and now we're kind of like still talking about video games, obviously, because we love them, but
yeah, we're riffing though, you know.
Yeah.
And the riffing part of it, I mean, I think we riff pretty well.
Yeah.
You know. We do pretty good.
We hang on enough that it actually works.
If you don't think we do, you can tell us to go fuck ourselves in the
literally,
comments.
that's fine.
That's cool.
Just like and subscribe. That's all I care about. Like and subscribe and say that we fucking suck. I don't care.
Dislike. Say we're the worst people.
Anything, yeah. Any publicity is good publicity. I don't care.
I know that from Donald Trump.
Yeah. Say Nick sounds like he's got his dick in his mouth all the time. I don't care. That's fine. Cool. Whatever. Like and subscribe. That's all I got to say. And buy the merch when it comes out, because it's going to be good.
Yeah.
The logo is going to be good. That's why we're waiting.
Yeah.
That's what we've been delaying.
We want to, like, if we're going to do that, we're going to do it right.
Yep.
We're not going to half-ass it.
No, it's not just going to be some shitty bacon-looking human thing, and you're like, this is stupid. It's going to be legit.
It's going to be a beautiful, beautiful creation.
You're going to have hoodies, and you're going to make bacon while wearing a human bacon shirt.
And then you will consume that bacon, and then people will think that you're eating human bacon.
And then while you do that, someone's going to kill you and then eat you. And you're now the human bacon.
And then you're the human bacon, and then they're going to wear your hoodie and then eat your human bacon.
And we're going to keep going. This kind of went off the rails at the end. Jesus Christ.
Who gives a fuck?
Just riffing. All right, people.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Googly moogly.
Googly moogly. But dude, what we talk about today? Fucking scalpers.
Scalpers. Fuck them. First of all, fuck scalpers. and the intelligent
I'll tell
people
you
that
what,
made
I'll
up
tell you
bots that figured out how to do all that shit too. How do you even?
I'll tell you what, the people who bind from scalpers, they don't know how to delay gratification.
They don't know. See, this is coming all the way back
It's
around.
a big ass circle, man.
Scalpers suck. You got a delayed fucking gratification.
Don't-
Don't buy those PlayStation 5s, those Xboxes for $1,200 or $1,300.
Don't
Little
do it.
Jimmy doesn't need his Santa gift. Listen, I remember when I figured out Santa wasn't real. Do you remember, Tyler? When you remember
I
Santa
do
wasn't
remember.
real?
I do
All right.
remember.
Do you want to go first? Let's go. We got to tell our when
I
we
will.
figured out Santa wasn't real stories.
I will go first. So, I found all the presents in the closet.
Ooh, you caught him red fucking handed.
Look, it was a really... Why my parents just put them in a random closet in the house, I don't know.
Not even in their room?
No.
Oh.
It was in a random closet. I was like, you didn't think I could easily open this door and then see
Were they
all the
wrapped or
presents?
was it just...
They were wrapped.
Okay.
They were wrapped. It was like, I'd say a week before Christmas that I found them. And it was by accident. I think I was looking for like a football or something. And literally, I go up to my mom in her room. And I'm like, is Santa real? And she goes, of course.
Oh.
She says, of course. And then I was like, I just found all the presents in the closet. I was like, dude, oh my God. Like, there's no excuse she could tell me here that I could believe.
No.
This is what she tells me, right? She goes, I saw Santa at Walmart and he gave me all your gifts for Christmas. And I go, that makes sense.
You bought it?
I bought it, yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I bought
it.
I bought it for 20 minutes. And then I came back and I was like, that's bullshit,
You were like,
Mom.
you really thought about it in your room and you're like, yeah. And you're like, wait a minute. Why would Santa be in Walmart?
Yeah, I was like,
is Santa... Why would he talk to my... Wait, how did him and my mom just meet up at Walmart? Nobody else noticed Santa was in Walmart except me and my... This motherfucker.
And that's my story. I came back 20 minutes later, and then I talked to her about it, and then she was like, well, do you still believe? And I was like, no, I don't. Not at all. And then she goes, oh, okay, that's all right. She goes, yeah, he's not real.
He's not real. And you're like, this is like...
Literally, I was like, what about the Easter Bunny? I was like, no.
Is that not the biggest lie in your whole life, from being a newborn to being an old person that dies, is that Santa is real? Because you both fucking believe in Santa Claus.
For being a person who was raised in like Catholic household, like
same.
Yeah, that's the biggest lie. But yeah, you can go with yours.
My obviously name's Nick. Hello, co-host of the Human Bacon podcast. My mom, my whole life has always called me Nicholas. I've never heard my mom call me Nick my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
So I was probably like 9 or 10, and maybe 10. I remember a couple N64 games were coming out that I really wanted, and I kind of peeked a few. I ripped the corner off a little to see if it was, because I'm a little older than you, but N64 games used to come in like cardboard boxes.
Yeah.
Almost. So I kind of you could kind of tell. So I ripped like the edge off to see, and I was like, "Oh shit, it's No Mercy," WWF game at the time, and I was all excited. Right. And I was like, "Oh man!" And then I looked, and I was like, "Wait a minute," because it was the day before. It was Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
So I was kind of looking at some of the presents. My mom's a fucking stoner. She's gonna listen to this and be like, "Jesus, Nick," but so she's going off smoking in her room. She's fucking baked, having a grand old time. And I remember it was like, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna look to see. Yeah, because it's all coming back. I was looking to see what presents I wanted to open first the next day. So I'm kind of judging. All right, this is going to be that. This is going to be that. And I looked at one of them and I was like, all right, so it's No Mercy. Oh, cool. And then I went to sleep and I woke up and I opened the No Mercy one first immediately. And it said, from Santa to Nicholas. And I was like, and I kind of looked. And then in my other hand, my mom handed me. She's like, oh, open this. And I opened the other one and I looked. And I saw the handwriting on both, and both of them said from Santa to Nicholas, and I could see that Nicholas was spelled the same in both presents, and I remember just being like, on Christmas morning.
So hold on. The first present was from your mom?
Yep.
Okay, you said it was from Santa.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah,
okay.
No. Yeah, the first one was from my mom, because I was all excited about it, because I knew that was No Mercy, because that was the one I told her. So,
right.
So the other one, the other video game was from Santa. I forgot what it was. But I remember just, like, I opened the No Mercy. I'm like, oh, Mom, yeah. I already knew it was fucking there. Yeah. And then she handed me the other one. I was like, wait a minute. Nicholas. And, like, it was, like, the same cursive.
Oh, yeah.
And everything. And I was like, And she didn't even know what to do. She was just staring at me. I remember I was like, why is his handwriting the same? And she was just like, oh, fuck. It's like 6 in the morning. You know what I mean? She just woke up. I'm like, oh, this little bastard. What is it? Shut up. You're getting free gifts. What are you?
You gained 10 IQ points that day.
That was it. Skyrim style IQ. Went up to 11.
11. That'd be worse than retarded. That'd be like a vegetable. That would be a straight up
that
vegetable.
was probably me at 11. It was all I could do was breathe and not remember if Santa left me the gift or not. That was
God. Fabulous.
Oh God.
I think like people figuring out what Santa isn't real. Those are some of like the funniest stories.
Oh, anytime like something like that isn't. I mean, I never really remember believing in like the tooth fairy and shit like that. I'm sure I did. I definitely did.
Yeah.
But I don't remember any of that being like revealed that it's not real. Like Santa's the one I remember.
Dude, one time, so this wasn't the tooth fairy, but for whatever reason, whenever I lost the tooth for the tooth fairy, so this is like a side story. I would always get like $20 under my pillow for my tooth.
Shit.
Like, dude,
tooth fairy was balling.
my mom was fucking like, tooth fairy got a lot of money, and she'd always give me like fucking $20, and then I'd go to the store and buy like a shit ton of junk food with it, and it'd be like in a junk food coma.
Fucking Little Debbie snacks.
Which is like, I just lost my tooth. I shouldn't be in a junk food coma, you know.
Yeah, fuck it, you're a kid.
I'm like, I gotta lose more teeth.
Yeah, let's say
you
get adult teeth back.
Yeah, but so dude, like, after I lost my tooth one time, I don't know if my mom was fucking with me or if someone was fucking with me, but for a week straight, when I went to bed, I would wake up and there would be a penny under my pillow, 1 penny. And literally, I would wake up. So I'd go to sleep, right? And I'd make sure there wasn't a penny under my pillow. Because, like, the first 2 times that happened, I was like, this is fucking weird, okay? So I'd make sure there wasn't a penny under my pillow. I would go to bed, and then I'd wake up, and then there'd be a fucking shiny-ass new penny under my pillow. For a week straight, that happened. And
this is like some shitty sci-fi movie, but at the same time horrifying.
I asked my mom, I asked my dad, I asked my brother about it, and till this day they still say they never did it. And I don't know what the fuck.
Imagine the
happened.
fucking tooth fairy is real. And she was like, $20, dude, $20. Dude, you get a penny. $20. What do you?
Well, it was for a week straight. I didn't even have any teeth under my pillow. It was just.
She was just coming back like, this is what you should get. A penny.
Dude.
Fuck that, dude. It's funny though when you think about all those like myths.
Yeah.
Like they're scary.
Yeah. Well, like
I'm sure I told you about the ones with my grandmother. My Oma. My family's from Germany.
Yeah.
And they like the German. What do you call them? Not even fairy tales. Yeah, I guess you call them fairy tales, but like kid stories.
Mm-hmm.
And every time about the horrific thing, I'm like 6 or 7. I just remember being really young, and I'd stay at my Oma's house.
Yeah.
And she would tell us stories about like German folklore. Like here, what do you read to kids? And you'd read them Snow White, Seven Dwarfs, something like that, or Cinderella.
Yeah.
She told me about a kid who was sucking his thumbs and he wouldn't stop. And the mom told him, there was the name of the guy. I don't know the name of the guy, but she would say, if you keep doing it, this dude's going to show up. And he just kept doing it. Kid was sucking his thumb. So, you kind of just blah, blah, blah. You're reading through it. The dude shows up at the end. He's got this crazy red hair, like Ronald McDonald, spiky red hair. And it's a cartoon book. Like you flip through, it's a cartoon book. He has hedge clippers, and he's cut the kid's thumbs off. And the kid's standing there with his thumbs on the ground, and there's just blood coming out of his thumbs. And his mom was just like, well, I told you shouldn't have kept sucking your thumbs, or this guy wouldn't have came. And that's the end of the story.
That is.
And you're like, what the fuck?
Are you trying to give kids PTSD? Like
there was another kid who wouldn't eat, and he just withered away and died. That was the story. He refused to eat, and he just got skinnier and skinnier, and he died. That was it. That's the story. That's what the fuck. Good. And then my Oma's like, good night, and they're all just laying there like, Jesus Christ. Like, did I eat enough tonight when she gave us food? Like, am I gonna make it to the morning?
She like told you. She read you those stories.
It's a book. Like she had the book in German. It was.
I thought she did it in a more creepy way, where she recited it from memory.
like to her, she read it to me like it was Snow White, or if it was like the Three Little Pigs or something like that. Like she just read it like this is one, haha, all right. But like, whoa, where's the happy ending? Where's everyone getting? No, they all died.
Oh God.
Okay, I kind of get why we started both world wars. This is
German nihilism. Oh God.
I was like 10, and she told me the story. Oh, there was this guy who used to. Germany was really poor at one point during the war, and they couldn't feed soldiers and stuff. So this guy was rounding up orphans around the city or whatever they were in, because a bunch of people were just dying. So it was just kids who didn't have parents.
Yeah.
And he rounded them up, and he ground them up and made them into like burgers and food and stuff, and like fed them to the soldiers. And I'm just like, oh my, this isn't stuff grandmothers tell grandchildren. Like,
it's crazy. Oh my God.
And then when she would just, all right, good night, guys. Thanks, Oma. I'm 31 and I'm still me retelling these stories. I get that fear in my heart again. I'm like,
you feel your little kid fear.
Every time I go to bite one of my nails, I'm like, don't do it. Don't. I know it's not sucking your thumb, but don't put any of your fingers in your mouth. He's coming.
Oh God. That's a
old folklore, man.
Dude, I never got bedtime stories when I was little. Ever. Like I knew like the classic stories and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm very fortunate I didn't get those stories.
Yeah, not cool.
Oh God, not good.
And then literally she would put on like Snoop Dogg and start dancing around. That's my Oma. She'd tell us horrific stories and start listening to hip hop.
Really?
And I'm like, all right, what kind of fucking family am I from? Anyway.
Let's imagine she tells you those stories, and then all you hear is boats and hoes, boats and hoes. Gotta have.
It was just her being like,
she just dancing.
And she's just like, and then he cut his thumbs off because he didn't listen to his mom. All right, and then it was just like, ain't nothing but a G thing, baby. Two low out G's going. You're like, Oma, what do we? What about what happened to the kid? Did they bring him to the hospital? What? You didn't finish the story at all.
Oh God, Oma.
Yep.
That sounds like a cool grandma.
Oma. Oh my God, she's fucking awesome.
Yeah. Fucking hell, dude. All right, I think that's a good spot to end it, man.
Yeah. I don't know where you go from kids getting their thumbs cut off, so that's pretty good. Yay.
I can't top that.
Jesus Christ.
I can't top that, bro. But all right, everybody. Thank you for listening to Human Bacon Podcast. This is episode 5.
Like and subscribe, baby. Comment down below, too.
Oh, yeah. Give us one comment. One fucking comment.
Something. Be negative. I don't care.
Yeah. Tell us to go fuck ourselves.
Yeah, I'll take it.
We'll love every second of it. All right, guys. You fucking have a good one. Bye.
Bye.